School board meeting is called to order. If y'all would please rise, and Ms. Steele will have the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we come and thank you, Lord. Lord, thank you for your grace, Lord, and your mercy, Heavenly Father. We pray that this year, Heavenly Father, that there will be no staff, faculty, or family members lost to COVID. We ask these in that our Son Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is not normal to have a room full, but it's nicer than just sitting here by yourself sometimes. So thank you all for being here. Oath of office. Who's going to do that? For Miss Jack. All right.
Speak and stand. You raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I, Jack,
I, Joshua Steele,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support the Constitution of the United States
that I will faithfully support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and obey the laws thereof,
and obey the laws thereof,
that I am not disqualified from holding the office of Board of Trustee,
that I am not disqualified from holding the office of Board of Trustee,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter,
upon which I'm about to enter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right. Okay, let's approve this agenda or not. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Great. And now please look at the consent agenda. The consent agenda is just a bunch of stuff that we do all at one time. That's really not, but things can be pulled off of it if somebody wants to talk about it. Somebody up here. Oh, no. I know, I thought that Wednesday when we met about this. Okay. Okay, I'm not rushing, but if anybody wants to accept the consent agenda or motion to.
I make a motion to accept it.
Okay, is there all in favor to accept the consent agenda? Say aye. Aye. Okay. Are you? Good.
All right. This McDonald come up. This sort of slipped out last board meeting. I'll try to speak up. This slipped out last board meeting because we had to have to give her time to fill out her packet and all that. But she is our district administrator of the year for the year 2021-22 school year. And we're so proud of her and we're thankful for all the work that she puts in. She was emailing, I think, this weekend while everybody else was celebrating Martin Luther King holiday at home. She was taking care of some business at school, but she's that way all the time, and we are grateful to have you, and thank you for your role in your work here in this district.
this time we're gonna recognize our teachers of the year from each school, and we'll just go in order, starting with, Fair Elementary, so Ms. McDonald, you can just keep the floor.
Okay. This year, we're gonna grab the right hand. And the left. How much time do I have? The person that is Fair Elementary's Teacher of the Year is someone very deserving. And I'm gonna ask her to come on up, Ms. Blackwell. This is Liz Blackwell. For those of you who don't know her, she's one of our first grade teachers up there. And she's everything that you would want a first grade teacher to be. She's compassionate, she's patient, she's prepared, she has excellent classroom management. You can peek into her room at any time. And she's up, she's engaged with her kids. They're interacting with her. It's just a wonderful place to be. When I need a lift and I just need somewhere to go, I can go into her classroom and I know she's going to be doing what's best for our kids. I appreciate it.
Coastal Elementary.
Good evening. If I could ask my teacher of the year to come up, Ms. Tisha Sistrom is Louisville Elementary's Teacher of the Year. And I'm gonna kind of be like, Ms. McDonald, y'all can cut me off because I could stand up and talk about her forever. When I came to Louisville Elementary, like, I call her a little China doll because she is just always happy, perfect. I mean, like, I'm sure she gets mad and upset at some time, but it never shows on her face at work. Kids love her, teachers love her, parents love her, administrators love her. Got one over there. Yeah, he tries to claim you, but you're mine. You know, her colleagues, like I said, she was voted on this by her colleagues, and like I said, she's going back to school at the moment, working on her degree in administration. And I feel 100% confident that one day she will make an excellent administrator, awesome role model. Just like I said, I could sit up here and talk about a lot of things, say I could talk about her all night. And don't let her statue and size confuse you with dynamite. This is the definition of dynamite comes in small packages. She is the whole thing. I mean, it has just been a joy to me to work with you and to offer this to you. I'm just so excited for you.
How can we have cut that off? That sounded so good.
Good evening. It is an honor to recognize Iowa Middle School Teacher of the Year. At this time, Ms. Natalie Hickman, you come forward, please. Let's give her a hand as she comes. Ms. Hickman is a phenomenal teacher at Iowa Middle School. Not only does she provide quality instruction, she also guides and builds the character of our students. She's a team player. Whatever we need, we can get the assistance from Mrs. Hickman. So she's a very compassionate person as well. So it is an honor to present to you the plaque of our district as Iowa Middle School Teacher of the Year.
Appreciate you. Good afternoon. I'm gonna ask Ms. Haynes, Ms. Barbara Haynes, come forward. It's a pleasure as well to introduce our Teacher of the Year. One thing about Ms. Haynes, she shows compassion to our students, not just our students, to our staff. just recently, we had an issue with one of our staff members, and she was so concerned about our staff member, that she wanted me to call the staff member, make sure they made it home safely. You also watch her in the hallways, her relationships with our students, not just in the classroom, but just seeing them outside of school, coming to Ms. Haynes, talking to Ms. Haynes. It's a pleasure to see that. And also, the number one thing is she's a graduate of Louisville High School. All right, so we just thank God for her. And I want to present to you the Teacher of the Year for Louisville High School.
All right, this time I get the pleasure and opportunity to present Now Warrior Attendance Center's Teacher of the Year, Cindy Stroud. A phenomenal job. As Ms. Smith said earlier, this is voted on by our peers and your colleagues, and they were spot on. You do an excellent job day in, day out of not only holding your kids accountable, but she holds her teachers, peers accountable, and her administrators accountable. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
I get the pleasure to be here in Mr. Brooks' stead to present Miss Madeline Monk with our Teacher of the Year for Knox Taylor Attendance Center. Before I started working at Knox Taylor, I heard about Miss Monk. I sat in that coach's office listening to Miss Warren talk about this new teacher who was taking all this advice from her mom and from other veteran teachers who just had this natural ability and compassion for students. And then the next year you hear more about this teacher who's no longer new, but is growing in effectiveness. Her students love her and work for her, and I can see why now that I have started working with her. It's amazing to watch her interact with students and the way that she holds them to the absolute highest standards, but they will reach up and meet it. The kid with the hardest head will move mountains for Miss Monk because she shows them every day that she loves them, that she cares about them, she celebrates with them. I've watched her mourn with them this year, and she is just so much more than a teacher. And I'm very, very proud of her. I'm proud to be her administrator. I'm proud to have her on our campus, and our community, our district is better because of her.
My teacher years must have a full, should come forward, please. Ms. Fulton's one of our student services teachers, and her contributions to the center are not measurable on paper, but they're measurable by the success their students have. They always come back and see their teachers, and they always go down the hall and see Ms. Fulton. And they thank them for all the things they do. They help them follow their subject area tests, their vocational tests that they take, where it's signed up for work keys, where it's getting them signed up for college or career tech somewhere, or either just helping them financial aid. And so she's one of these teachers that's always smiling. She is the first one to help you, anything you need to do. She's always one of the last ones to leave when you're doing something. So Our students love her, we love her. This is Ms. Helen Fulton, takes a year at Career Takes.
I have the privilege tonight of introducing our district teacher of the year. As a building level administrator, this is always one of my favorite nights, just because we get to recognize the individuals that are on the front line. They're not only teachers, they're nurses, counselors, moms, dads, you name it, and that's what they do. So it is my pleasure to present Ms. Madeline Monk as our district teacher of the year. See how young she is, so she's got a lot more years than me.
That was great. Thank y'all for being here and being who you are. And I love hearing that as well. It was a good night for us too. And y'all are welcome to stay. We have some very interesting things to talk about tonight. If you would like to leave. Yeah, you wouldn't get to hear the good stuff. Welcome, Alice. I'm glad she came to the chat.
Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
There was one mess up, she knew it too, okay. So, please excuse me. I'm glad you didn't yell it out.
All right. Financial reports. Stacy, I thought you were gonna be absent this long. We went over this on Wednesday and it didn't sound like there was anything. Oh, I didn't know I was perfect. I didn't know you were running for the office.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were away from the table. Okay, we're at the financial reports section and Stacy can tell us anything. I don't think there was anything outstanding. This month. Okay, y'all take a look.
Y'all have any questions on the slide documents?
That water bill at Nanaroy, is it always that high?
It will take about 2 months, so.
Oh, okay.
Mixed in there together,
Oh, okay.
sometimes something.
Maybe 3 months.
3 months.
I know it longer than that. Sort of bill at their own pace down there.
Huh?
They just sort of bill whenever they want
Oh,
to, at
just
their own
whenever they
pace.
want to
I
send
mean,
it in, huh?
skip
Okay.
a month, 2 months, and send you to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Makes it hard on the budget sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the,
Can you tell any difference in the electric bill, you know, since we had all that? Okay. All right.
would be the
Next.
talk.
Next. Okay. You really can't. Okay, motion to approve claims docket.
Second. Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, let's look at the bank balances. please.
Motion to approve.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, this, you see what it says next, approval to close out scholarship funds. Do you want to say a word on that, or do y'all understand what that is?
I know, Ms. Brown, I think you've asked about it before, but it is a fiduciary fund. It's like the club funds that we used to have. We had to get rid of those, last year. But when Stephen was doing our audit, he didn't have much concern in it last year because it's not a particular large or substantial amount of money. So he, of course, we didn't really have a lot of guidance then either. So I kind of waited to see what other school districts were gonna do and find out more information because I didn't wanna do anything, illegal or whatever, so. But now we're to the point where NDE has taken, the accounts, like the coding off of the books, off the accounting books, so you can't even issue a scholarship to a kid anymore because that code that you use is completely gone.
There's no line
The
item.
22 school year, there's no line item to even charge it to. So that's pretty much telling everybody you need to do something with them. A few of them have CDs attached to them. So we will have to get with, that person to see what they wanna do. One of them, the people, that had the scholarship, they are no longer alive, the husband or the wife type situation. So other school districts have pretty much taken that money and split it between their high schools and given it to their activity funds. The board has agreed to do that. So that's mainly what we're gonna do. The ones that are still around, alive, we're gonna call and touch base with them and ask them what they wanna do on those. I think there's one or two that there's not. And so we would just split those between schools. There's one solely at Knox Pater, for Knox Pater only. And it has like 7 CDs attached to it. So that would just go back to them.
Yes, we'll just, instead of dispersing, we'll just honor that intent and keep it there.
Right. It'll just go, it'll go back, it'll go towards their activity.
That's good.
General activity.
Yes, sir. Because we are not to hold those funds anymore. I know over the summer, we had gotten several calls, people wanting to start up new scholarships but we just cannot do that anymore, with this new, it's a GASB, it's a federal ruling. So,
And in fact, those people that do call us inquiring about ways to do it, we sort of listen to them and find out what their intent, what they're trying to do. But like I said, at junior college level, we try to refer them to East Central, to their foundation flow of scholarship monies, and try to point them in a direction to go so that we don't lose those funds. They still set them up with students in this district in mind. I know there was one, maybe I talked about it, Ole Miss or something, and then here. Point them to people that can.
I know Ole Miss has, and they do that for local communities. I'm sure Mississippi State does.
Okay, unless there's more questions, I don't want to cut anybody off, we do need a motion for that.
Motion to approve.
Okay, all those in favor, aye. Thank you. Approval to pay our fine,
Not a fine.
not a fine?
Not a fine.
Okay, did we ever get all the information that everybody wanted
I
for
think
that?
so. I've emailed again with, and communicated on the phone with Agent Phil, I got some clarification, and shared it with the superintendent, who I understand disseminated to y'all. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to field them.
Is that what this is right here?
The copy of the email is there.
Okay.
It may be a little out, I'm sure it's printed out of order, but, if there's anything anybody wants to talk about, I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, it's somewhere along, December,
There's a January 14th email where he
he responded.
responded back saying that, yes, the money needs to be repaid to MDE, and the amount was correct.
So, do we know, do we have any idea what after that?
It's over.
After that,
It's over for the district, period. There's no more audit. It is over.
That was the objective.
Correct. Now, what they do with our former superintendent is up to them.
Yeah.
Now, they did say that if something were to happen, that, they would try to recoup any costs of investigation that occurred, but, that's out of the district's hands.
Possibility of a refund or reimbursement. Yeah, okay.
But it's not a fine, it's just it was an overpayment.
Right, yeah, exactly right.
oh, 334,147. I got that.
You guys.
You're not gonna forget that number, right?
No, I'm not gonna forget that number.
Could have been a lot worse.
It could be.
Gosh. All right. Does somebody want to make a motion for that?
Say what now?
I'm the.
Number 10.
Need a motion to accept, to approve payment of $334,147.
I reluctantly motion.
Yes. Is there a reluctance? I think Jack has got a second. Okay. All those in favor say aye. 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 All right. Okay. Mr. Howell, sir?
Okay, just two items on 16 section, 16, 16, 13, antioch church, and 16, 14, 12, Center Ridge, antioch gave 24 acres, Center Ridge 7, advertised for the tax.
Okay, same time,
Yeah,
simultaneous?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Make a motion to approve 11.11 and 11.12.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Now look at your calendars. February meeting. Looks like the 8th, right? It'll be kind of a quick turnaround, but that's good, that's fine. Is that enough time to have a meaningful meeting, Stacy? All right. The water bill won't be high that quick.
I'll be either.
Yeah, it might not even have one. Okay. So I'm putting that in. Okay. Dr. Luke.
I got a few things I want to just share with you, bring you up to date, make sure that everybody's in the know. JDHM, which is the architect y'all approved to do some different construction type work throughout the district, are in the process right now of getting estimates sort of finalized. They did some walkthroughs during the Christmas break. They came back and did another walkthrough or two right here at the start of school. He should have those to me in the next week or so. The cost of everything is changing daily, so he wanted to get a more up-to-date estimate on that. And to remind you on some of the things that he was getting some estimates on, that I'm gonna bring back to y'all and we'll discuss, and we'll sort of have to trim it down and stay within our budget, so. But some of those things, just to remind you, was like Knox Plater Cafeteria, we were looking at doing something to try to expand the size of it, either expand it or do something on the inside. He's working through that. We were looking at that tech prep building down in Aurora, because it was sort of carved up by the maintenance department, and they added rooms back in the day, I guess. And we're looking at trying to do something a little bit more conducive to learning there. He's looking at that. We're looking at finishing those bathroom renovations at Fair, LES Island, and Louisville High School. The tech prep building would have some bathroom renovations in it also down at Mount Roy, so they're looking at that also. Looking at HVAC, putting in some of the apparatuses that are supposed to clean and disinfect the air and different, on all campuses at different spots in some of the large meeting areas. So again, he's looking at trying to get some final numbers, bring that back to us so that I can bring that information to you and we can discuss that in detail, see what we can, what we want to do, what we can do, and that sort of thing. The other couple of items, our COVID numbers are no different than the community. I think we're all aware of COVID numbers are rising throughout the state. We're doing our best to follow our mitigation strategies, trying to do our best to do everything we can inside the building or in the school setting to sort of stem the spread of any infectious disease. And of course, with COVID being the target of that, our protocols, we're following the Mississippi Department of Health's protocols. And as far as close contact, positive cases, they have gone period. And then 5 days, once you're back with strict mask use. So if someone goes home or they're quarantined due to close contact, or they go home with a positive case, they go home for 5 days of isolation, then they come back the next 5 days, they're supposed to wear their mask entirely in whatever activities they may participate in. I will note that the only way to avoid a quarantine is through vaccination status. People that are vaccinated or current on their booster schedule can avoid having to quarantine due to close contact. Vaccination status or anything else doesn't matter if you're positive. If you're positive, you go home. But if you're due to close contact, that vaccination status does matter. It can keep you in school, whether you're an adult or a student. And currently, ages 5 and up are eligible as far as vaccines are concerned. And, we recommend the vaccines and highly recommend the mask use for what keeping our students in school face to face. So all these things we're working to try to keep students, in the seats so that we can teach them. And just today, we got an email out from MDE basically telling us they cannot, they were the state of emergency declared by Governor Reeves back in March of 2020 to combat COVID pandemic expired back in November. Therefore, the State Board of Education cannot or no longer has the authority to suspend assessments. Meaning, in this case, they were talking about third grade gate. They kicked out the dates third grade gate's going to be given and some resources that we're trying to get out to our students. But basically, they were sending out a notice saying that, hey, third grade gate is in place for that third grade student to get to fourth grade. They got to score a level 3 or higher, I believe, if I'm right, level 3 or higher on that test. So now, if the legislature does something between now and the end of spring, that could change everything. But as of right now, MDE does not have the authority to suspend those assessments. We've got to take them, and our students must pass them to get them ready for these assessments so that we can, give them that chance for success. We'll have our student data at the next board meeting. We took benchmarks over the holidays. It's early for us to do the comparisons that we needed to present that to you tonight. But we'll have that information for us at the February board meeting, which is the 8th. So we'll show you where we're at. We'll tell you what our predictions are for the end of the year. And let you know, how we've done on our benchmark assessments to this date. A couple of pieces of legislation that is out there that y'all just need to be aware of. There's a couple of bills that the legislators are debating right now about teacher pay raise. There's two different deals. One takes a few years to get teachers up to about $40,000. One does it almost instantly as starting out pay. But as you know, as well as I do, any legislation going through, it may or may not end up at the end being voted in, and then it may not even look the same. So we'll just sort of watch those as they come through. But I do look for some sort of pay raise to happen this session. I think most of our representatives and senators, they have it in mind to pass something, which is needed. Our teachers, they deserve it. It's hopefully on the way, or it's going to happen. There's also a couple of bills currently in our legislation that deals with the accountability model. One outlines or talks about revamping the entire structure as it stood prior to COVID and a total different look at it. Another bill talks about doing away with the subject area requirements to graduate. So again, don't get your hopes up for any one of those bills, but there's a couple of bills out there that may possibly work through that change some of our stuff as far as accountability is concerned. I think that is about all I have as of right now. Any questions about anything I discussed? I will try to keep y'all up to date on, especially the legislation. Legislation will definitely impact us. So when we come to that February 8th meeting, hopefully we'll have some more information. The bills will be getting closer. So maybe some of those will be finalized and there will be one or two of them left, and we provide some more information at that time.
Who's your new senator friend that you met the other day?
Right.
Hickman, I was gonna say.
Yeah, y'all exchanged numbers. He's gonna be in touch with you, I'm sure.
Yes. It seems like he's gonna be a good representative,
Yeah.
a good senator for us, excuse me.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Representative Meekin was also at the,
Is that it, Dr. Luke?
that's it.
Okay. We better consider our executive session. Is there a motion? And a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. Student discipline.
We're gonna stay in executive session, I think.
Yeah, that's just a closed, we're in closed session now.